Who doesn't know it? Work was super stressful again. You're just totally exhausted, tired, hungry, and glad to finally be home. And what you find at home is just a complete mess. In this video, I have some tips and habits for you for a clean and tidy home. A game changer for me was always picking up and putting away items while I'm moving around. I see a forgotten glass in the living room and I'm already on my way to the kitchen. I will take it with me and put it in the dishwasher. I'm going from my office in the attic downstairs to go to the toilet. Time to clear away my cereal bowl or fruit plate or my cup of coffee. I consciously combine activities with tidying up. And eventually it will become second nature to you so that it happens unconsciously. When you just take a little bit of time to clear the desk and the shelves, your space immediately looks more organized. So always tidy up a bit when you're on the move. It is very efficient and it doesn't take much effort. The next rule that I am a big fan of is the 5-minute rule. If a task takes less than 5 minutes, you should do it immediately. You have a stack of letters that you need to look through? Do it right away. There are some plates left in the sink because you didn't have the time to put them away in the morning? Do it right away. This rule helps me enormously to prevent small tasks from becoming big things. It's easier to keep tackling small tasks here and there, instead of putting them off until you need 30 minutes for these activities. Marie Kondo, the author of The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, has shown us all. Assigning a fixed place for every single item in your home is an effective method to avoid clutter. So designate a place for everything. When every item has a fixed place, you know exactly where everything belongs. This makes tidying up so much faster and easier, because you don't have to decide where something belongs each time. You will spend less time looking for misplaced items. Assigning a fixed place for items and consistently putting them back in that place becomes a habit, and this habit helps to maintain order permanently. And even when new things are acquired, they should have a fixed place. This method helps me to live much more consciously. Thinking in advance about where items will find their place in the apartment also helps to bring less clutter into the apartment. I don't really like decor besides plants, but when my wife wants to purchase something new, we will ask each other what could be the perfect spot be for this item. Sometimes you know exactly where the thing belongs, and sometimes you just notice that it was just an emotional fluke and we shouldn't make the purchase. And this leads to the next point. The whole thing from before is an ongoing process. You will always reach a point where you have too much again. Here and there you buy an item because it was on sale, a few friends bring you a souvenir, and so your apartment fills up piece by piece again. And to prevent clutter from taking over, you should constantly declutter. How you handle it is up to you. And here's a system that has helped me a lot. Whenever you are bringing a new item into your space, it should replace an old one, if it's somewhat similar. For example, we discovered a new beautiful cup on a vacation that we brought home. We have enough cups in the cupboard, so it was time to get rid of an old one. Most of the time I either gift them to my friends or I will take them to work. Through this constant process, you prevent accumulating more and more items. Often it also happens that you have borrowed things and returning them is not urgent. And faster than you can look, you have accumulated items from many different people. To keep track and to avoid losing these items, we have exactly 2 places in our apartment where these things belong. A drawer where actually all the items belong, and a second place next to our air fryer where we collect the Tupperware that belongs to the family. And when I meet up with friends, I can quickly take a look at the drawer and return the item to its rightful owner. Often when we eat with a family, there's so much food that you always go home with something. And let me tell you, Tupperware are like USB flash drives. They usually move around and you never hear about them again. In our family, we often handle it so that we all have these lock and lock containers and each of us has their own color, so you always know who these things need to go back to. Consuming less. It's very simple. Those who own less also have less to tidy up. Additionally, you save money and protect the environment at the same time. So think twice about it, whether you should make the purchase. Before I buy things, they go on a wish list. If I still want the item after 7 days and need it, I can make the purchase. This prevents me from buying unnecessary stuff on an emotional impulse. Clean the sink before sleeping. I find it very pleasant when you don't immediately encounter 10 dirty plates from yesterday morning with your tea or coffee. So the sink should be clean by the evening. I've made it part of my evening routine to quickly check the kitchen and to tidy up a bit. I also make a liter of cold brew tea in the evening for work, so that ties everything together. So I will clean, prep my breakfast and pack my lunch. Waking up to a clean and organized space in the morning really brings me a sense of calm and peace. I cook a lot and I also host many gatherings at my home, and those who cook a lot automatically have a lot of dishes to do. While cooking, I use small time windows to wash items directly so that I don't later find an explosion of bowls, pots and pans. If the dishwasher is finished, I will put the plates away while cooking. When I'm cooking, I can't move too far from the stove anyway, so this time is used effectively. And if I have invited friends over for dinner, I simply ask my guests to bring the plates to the sink so that I can take care of the washing. Of course, it depends on who you invited, but I think you can ask family and good friends to contribute their part, especially if I've completely taken care of them. But I do it the other way around too. I know how much work it is to provide food for others. If I'm a guest somewhere, I will definitely help you with the cleanup. Clean out the fridge after shopping. This is another game changer for me. Every time we put away groceries, we check what is expired, what needs to be disposed of, and what items should be used soon. This way you automatically have only little work each time, and you don't suddenly find unpleasant surprises in your fridge. We also have a box of soon-to-be-eaten foods in the fridge directly in the main compartment, so you know right away which salad, which avocado should be eaten now to limit the waste. I personally love having a tidy apartment because it brings me a lot of peace. Tidying up doesn't bother me as long as it's not too much, and it can even be fun. I like this kind of monotonous work. I like to put my AirPods in, play some good music, or maybe an audiobook, and then I go to in a kind of meditative state. If you want to make a change to your consumerism, then you can do it with me. I'm doing a low-buy challenge right here. I hope you're doing well. I hope you learned something. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time, Jeremy Tuesday. Peace.